Hi, I'm Nisha DeGaring, host of Good Things Utah, and I've been a longtime supporter of Todd's Beliefcast. I hope you find inspiration in the courageous stories shared by the amazing people Todd features on his show. The guests serve as shoulders for us to stand on, allowing us to see a little further and cultivate belief in oneself. Remember, you have the dignity and power to change. I encourage you to keep striving and believing in yourself. Enjoy today's podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Todd Sylvester, your host of the Beliefcast. Today, I sit down with an incredible woman whose story is one of courage, healing, faith, and finding her voice. Gina Beus has walked through heartbreak, loss, abuse, and a deep uncertainty, yet to rise instead of retreat. After losing her mother to cancer and finding herself trapped in an abusive relationship, Gina made the courageous decision to choose faith over fear. Her journey of reclaiming her voice and helping, her journey of reclaiming her voice and helping hold her abuser accountable is powerful, inspiring, and deeply needed. Today, she writes with honesty and compassion about healing motherhood relationships and the quiet struggles so many people carry in silence. This conversation is going to be raw. It's going to be heartfelt. It's going to be filled with hope. For those that don't know, I've known Gina for many, many years now. I had the opportunity to kind of be, a part of that journey of, trying to get through that. And I just want you to know, Gina, I'm so blessed and grateful to know you. And you're a woman of resilience and fight, and you got a big heart. And this is going to be a great conversation. So thanks for coming today. And I know this is a big thing.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You obviously, there's a lot we're going to talk about today. Why don't we start off for those who may not know you? Tell us where you grew up and maybe a little bit about your family.
Yeah, sure. So I am the youngest of 6 kids. I grew up in Davis County.
Okay.
Loved my family. Pride and joy growing up then and still.
Right.
I was raised in a loving home with really great supportive parents and really awesome siblings. I had so many friends and went to college at Weber State there in Ogden. And then after that, I found myself in kind of a period where I wanted to switch up life. So I decided to move to Maui in my mid-20s. Here in Utah, you're usually married by then. So the fact that I wasn't, I was like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah. The culture here, it's like get married young.
It is.
And I think it sets people up for feeling like something's wrong if I'm not married by this certain age, right?
For sure.
Were you feeling that a little bit at that time?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, looking back, I probably started feeling that at 20. That's how early people get married. And if you don't have a boyfriend or close to getting married, you start to wonder, oh, where's my guy? Where's my story? What's my purpose?
Yeah.
So if I'm not getting married, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? So mid-20s, I wasn't married yet, so I kind of remember hitting this crossroads where I remember thinking, I cannot do one more summer here single. I gotta get out. I gotta switch it up. I gotta fill my life with something. So anyway, I had the opportunity to go to Hawaii, and I only lasted there a summer, but it was a great opportunity. Yep. Yeah. Came home and actually fast forward was single for 10 more years after that.
Yeah. And as you're going, again, that's 10 years. There's a lot going on, with you.
Yes.
Talk about what was if you were already feeling like something's wrong because why am I not married? I should be married. I don't want to be single. But then you go through 10 more years of that. What's going on? What's your mental state? How are you dealing with that?
Those 10 years, my reaction initially to that question wants to be like, oh, it was so hard. It was so hard. And yes, it was, but it was also filled with friends and travel and learning how to live on my own and have roommates. And then honestly, roommate after roommate after roommate, because then they all got married.
Yeah.
And I watched them leave, and I was a bridesmaid and a bridesmaid and a bridesmaid. So it had its highs and lows like life does.
Right.
But yes, I definitely found myself in a period where it got really, really lonely. And I started to think something was wrong with me. Why have I not found my guy?
Yeah.
I honestly felt forgotten.
Yeah. So, and like, it's very common where we live here to hear that very story you just said. I deal with a lot of clients who feel that exact same way. And it's unfortunate because that lie, because it's a lie, that something's wrong with me, and I'm not good enough or whatever that is. It's a lie that keeps people stuck, but not only stuck, but comfortable and feeling depressed.
Yeah.
And I use the word comfortable because that's what happens, is I'm comfortable in my misery, and I watch it over and over and over again. So obviously, the word, you're not desperate to be in a relationship, but maybe that is the word. I don't know.
Sure.
So you find yourself getting in a relationship, and we talked about in the intro that you find yourself in an abusive relationship about the same time your mom's going through and your family's going through some hard things. So share what was going on there and how that played out.
Yeah. I met my abuser, I guess we'll call him, when I was 29. And I found out right around that time, probably 6 months after meeting him, that my mom had stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Wow.
What's wild is I was with him for about 6 more years after that, off and on. She did pass away when I was 30. And then, unfortunately, like I said, took a long time to really break away from him, to really get out and stay out.
Did you know, this might sound like a obvious question, maybe not, or an obvious answer to this question. Did you know he was an abuser at the beginning?
No.
Because a lot of times that, it's not recognized at least, or things aren't progressing in that area until later.
Yep, I have done definitely a lot of research while I was with him, trying to make sense of who he was and trying to make sense of his behavior, and also done a lot of reading and research after. So I learned a ton about a narcissist. And if anyone is familiar with that term, you know that they're charming, they're fun, they're charismatic. So he was definitely all those things. They typically never come out looking like a bad guy.
Right.
So he did come in, sweep me off my feet pretty hard and pretty fast. Obviously, looking back, I very much could tell you that there were warning signs, red flags.
Yeah.
My instinct, my gut was off.
Yeah.
Probably a couple weeks in. And I would say most of that would be too hard, too fast.
Yeah.
If you've heard the term love bombing, I was definitely love bombed. And
for those who don't know that, what does that mean exactly?
It's a lot. It's heavy at first with the texting, the calling, the just pouring on all the good stuff,
just over
really
the top.
quick, really fast. Yeah, over the top.
Yeah.
Too soon. I would say writing you a morning text. Good morning, babe. And it's this weird balance of, oh, this feels good, but also this feels a little weird. This like, I don't even know you that well.
Yeah.
But then he does it again, and then he does it again, and then he does it again. And without realizing, I started to expect, I think, that pattern. So then, gosh, they know what they're doing. If they stop, all of a sudden, that's when I'm like, wait, where did he go? I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I'm hooked from that heavy love bombing. So if he backs off, I think purposely to hook the girls, his
Yeah.
victims, whatever you want to call us, then we're in pretty deep.
Yeah.
Because he so heavily got you right where he wants you from the very beginning.
Yeah. And then it causes a reaction on your end of like to come back and go, hey, where are you? And hey, is everything okay? And,
Yeah.
And then now you're trying to make sure he's happy and pleasing him. And
Exactly.
right.
Yep.
And then it's kind of like the push-pull relationship. Push you away, and then I'm going to pull you back in. And I'm going to push you away and pull you back in.
Yep. Exactly like that. Yep.
Wow.
And again, I didn't know what that was.
Right.
So I didn't know what was happening
Yeah.
to me.
Sure.
And then unfortunately, before you know it, you've now got some time under your belt and a hook that's in you pretty dang deep.
Yeah. Wow. And so I know there's a lot going on there. We want to get into this more, but at the time you're starting to date this guy, your mom's going through this. So talk about that, and how are you dealing with the news of hearing that your mom has stage 4 pancreatic cancer?
Yeah. I will actually never forget the phone call. It happened to be a phone call just due to like where all of our siblings were at in our lives. We were all older, so it wasn't something we could be told in person.
Right.
So as my parents were kind of making the rounds and making the phone calls to each of us to inform all of us, just how serious it was with my mom, it really was my first experience with cancer. And so hearing those words, your mom has cancer, was absolutely terrifying. Didn't know what to expect, didn't really know what that meant. So yeah, it was a lot to process. And obviously dating someone who was not healthy, not supportive, definitely didn't help that period of my life. I actually very vividly remember finding out for the first time that he had cheated on me the day that my mom had her first chemo treatment.
Oh boy.
Heavy, just really heavy. Trying to figure out how to process it all.
Wow. I know this is probably a tough question, but obviously you're communicating with your mom through this, and how is your mom like handling this on her own, or going through this? Like, how is she presenting herself to you guys and the kids, and as she has this and she realizes, man, this is serious?
Oh gosh, my mom was a warrior. She handled cancer like the best of the best. She always had a positive attitude.
Yeah.
She really, really did. So we didn't know initially how bad it was. It all went very fast. She was sick initially in May. In August, we found out it was cancer. About mid-August, we found out it was stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Wow.
She passed away in December.
Wow.
So
that is fast. Yeah.
took her fast. Yeah, it took her really fast. So
and she didn't really see signs until May, you're saying?
yeah, May,
like
it was just a walk around the block that she kind of couldn't finish getting home, her energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the doctors looked at a lot of things, her lungs,
Right.
her heart. It was only honestly an accidental scan, I believe, of her lungs. And it just so happened to catch her pancreas.
Okay.
And that's where they found the tumor.
Yeah. So, I mean, that alone, it's one thing to hear that news, but to have it happen so fast, and it probably felt like a blur. Like, is this really my life?
Oh, yeah.
So as you're going through this, you're in this relationship where it's obviously very unhealthy, and you find out he's cheated on you. How are you holding up at this time,
Yeah, unfortunately, I was so far deep in with him at this point that I had already started to hide our relationship.
Yeah.
I was lying to my family and my friends. They knew something was up. They knew something wasn't right with me. They knew enough at that point that he just wasn't a good guy.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we had probably already broken up a couple times before I found out he had even cheated on me and gotten back together. So the off and on had already begun.
Yeah. And family and friends are going, hey, they're noticing, saying, stay away from this dude. And therefore you felt like you had to hide.
Yeah.
Right? Because you didn't want to hear it from them going, what are you doing?
Yeah, that, and I think I already started to feel a lot of shame with the lifestyle that I started to live with him. It didn't align with my upbringing at all.
Yeah.
So before you know it, I felt also hooked that way because he had started manipulation. He had started threatening me that if I were to leave him, he would expose the lifestyle that him and I were living. So I was scared.
Yeah.
I honestly believed that if I left him, he would tell my family, my friends. He threatened to put photos and things on Facebook, on social media.
Yeah.
And there just was this huge fear inside of me that I just did not want to disappoint my family.
Yeah.
So I know that sounds wild enough, but I stayed. I stayed because I didn't want to disappoint them. I didn't want them to know the decisions I was making.
So you're stuck in this middle ground going, geez, I don't want to, disappoint my family, but at the same time, I don't want to, I can't leave him because he's going to blow up my life if I do that.
Yes.
Oh.
So it felt
Yeah.
safer to stay with him.
And you hear that a lot from women who have been through an abusive relationship, is like, it was safer for me to just try to, keep the waters calm as best I could and deal with it that way, versus if I try to leave, this guy's going to do something really bad to me or my family. Or
Yes, and you believe it. You believe it to your core.
Yeah.
They are so good that you really do feel so scared of them and what they might do to you or to your loved ones.
Yeah. So I know you talk about faith over fear. You're a woman of faith. Were you trying to navigate cultivating that through this? Fear was winning, obviously.
Yes, fear was winning for many years.
For many years. But I know just this, stuff that you and I even talked about, where your heart though knew the answer. And again, watching, like, you knew what to do, what was the right thing to do, but yet every time it felt like, at the time, it was just every time the same pattern. Fear would come in and it would paralyze you. Is that an accurate thing to say?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I very much had they both existed, I would say, at the same, faith and fear, because as much as I was living in fear, I never forgot God and I never forgot my faith. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a day that I didn't pray 20 times for his help, for courage to leave. Mm-hmm. So faith was always there. It was just on the back seat.
Yep.
But I was always looked after. I cannot deny that.
Yeah.
I honestly would pray for God to open the door, help me move my feet, and walk out. And I'm not kidding. Every time he delivered. And I'm talking, like I said, we were together off and on for 6 years. So that's a lot of breakups.
Yes, it is.
And he was by my side every single one. Mm-hmm. I would catch him cheating again. I would be shown some kind of evidence of who he really was, like a reason to leave.
Yeah.
Like it was really pretty wild. And I just cannot deny that I was being looked after.
Right. Well, I remember, when you and I were meeting, even how you talked about your friends at the time. You had a lot of friends you know a lot of people. You do. You know a lot of people, and a lot of people love you. And I know that you had a ton of support from friends, and sometimes God shows up through people.
Yeah.
Right? Through,
Yeah.
and I just think, man, you were, as hard as that was, obviously you still had family, even after the passing of your mom, which was hard, obviously. But you had this group of friends, I remember, that were just always there for you and just was always trying to make sure you were, staying on the right path. And
So grateful for them. Yes. Well, like I said, being single for a longer period of time, I definitely had a really, really good, solid group of friends,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
And there are a few in particular that definitely come to my mind as I got deeper and deeper with him that just really never left my side.
Yeah.
Because like I said, unfortunately, I started to hide my relationship with him.
Yeah.
So even those good core group of friends didn't know. I really was living a double life.
Yeah.
And there's a handful of friends that I still felt safe to
Sure.
really converse with about it all.
A common thing of when someone's in an abusive relationship, the abuser, one of their MOs or one of their powers over the person is to silence them. Abuse is something where it silences people. You don't have your voice, right? When did you start realizing that you needed to make a change and get out of this and truly move on from this and actually find your voice again?
Yeah. As you asked that question, a few memories came into my head where I'm thinking kind of a pre-question to probably that is just where along the way he silenced my voice. There's the verbiage that I can very much remember, the emotional abuse.
Yeah.
The fits of rage, the shutting down my voice with things like, shut the F up.
Yeah.
Just that verbal abuse getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Stop acting like a beaten puppy. Just would tear me down emotionally. So that's definitely where you lose your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It strips you away to a version of yourself that you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize yourself.
Yeah.
And then when it escalated to physical, gosh, I think in the middle of it, you really don't know how to make sense of it.
Yeah.
I just remember thinking, I cannot believe I'm this girl. I cannot believe that this is happening to me. As he slams my head up against the car window and tells me to shut the F up.
Yeah.
Oh, my voice was silenced. All right.
Yeah.
You knew your place.
Yeah.
You knew you weren't allowed to speak. You weren't allowed to do anything. You were his puppet.
Yeah.
And I followed it because you're scared of him.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have a misconception, if that's the right word, a stereotype maybe in their head of what they picture abuse looking like. And I guess I really want to make it a point to show people that abuse looks like me.
Yeah.
It's me. It's your neighbor. It's your sister. It's your daughter. It's your friend.
Yeah.
It is happening to women. And it's happening in different forms, right? Some more severe than others. But before this abuser, I have had plenty, unfortunately, experiences in the dating world where I felt very pressured by men. And I did not know how to use my voice to tell them no. They would push and they would push and they would push. And because of my upbringing, where there was a lot of faith involved. There was a lot of chastity rules. So things weren't talked about in the home.
Right.
Because you just weren't supposed to be doing them.
Right.
And that's okay. That's no fault to my upbringing.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you what I've learned is it's happening. It's happening to your daughters, to your sister, to your friends in some form or another. And if it's not, and I'm sure in plenty of cases it's also not.
Right.
But I'm even talking the smallest form.
Sure.
In dating, you know, all that kind of things. When you start to get physical, I want women to have the tools that I now have, that I now know through what I've been through.
Yeah.
I want to help them
know
what to do when they're in those situations.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a voice. I didn't know what to do.
Right. So with that said, and thank you for sharing that, what are some of these tools? Is there some you can share with us? Like what, is there a one tool like, man, this is where it starts, or that could be helpful for someone listening right now?
I keep going back to, honestly, as simple as it sounds, I would love to, you know, and I plan to honestly with my daughter when she gets older, sit her down, look her in the eye, and honestly help her practice saying no out loud.
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable, and it's a topic that maybe parents feel nervous at times, possibly, to even talk about with their kids.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, yes, refrain from the bad guys, from getting yourself in those situations. But I'm over here like, well, the bad guys do exist, and they don't show themselves as bad guys.
Right.
And you can try all you want to hope that, you know, going too far won't happen. But if it presents itself, I just want a woman, I just want a girl to be prepared, to know how to say, no, this doesn't feel right. I'm uncomfortable. Please stop.
Yeah.
And then if you even need to practice the action movement of getting up and walking out, then we do that.
Yeah.
So that if the time comes, they're prepared. So it doesn't feel so unfamiliar. It doesn't feel so uncomfortable. Because it's the weirdest thing as a girl. In those positions, you just want to keep the peace. It's absolutely wild. And it's not coming from just me. I know many women, many girls feel this way.
Yeah.
When they're in a position and things start to escalate, 9 times out of 10, girls are feeling pressured. They are feeling like they have to go further than what they're ready for.
Yeah.
In some cases.
Yeah.
And I just would really love to help girls know how to get out of those situations.
Yeah. I love the role playing, honestly, because it you know, the role playing might feel awkward, right?
Sure.
Hey, practice saying no, and practice getting up and walking away, and practice, you know, even putting your hand out, like stay away from me kind of thing. But I love what you said is like, if you practice it, then it doesn't feel so unfamiliar. And when you find yourself actually in a situation, it's almost as if it's like that muscle memory, right? You kind of know, oh, here's what I do. I know what to do. I've done it. And then they do it. I think that's fantastic. And it sounds so simple too, right?
So simple.
But it is. But sometimes I feel like as parents, we're like, do I really want to have this conversation with my daughter? It's weird. They're going to think it's weird. It's like, no, have the uncomfortable conversations, people.
Have them.
Talk.
You want to pretend it's not happening, but it's happening.
Well, and then even laugh at yourself a little bit when it is uncomfortable, when you're sitting there with your daughter. Okay, this is kind of funny, but at the same time, I'm doing this because I love you, and I want you to be protected, and I want you to keep your voice. I want you to know that you have a voice.
Yes.
Don't ever let anyone silence it, ever.
Ever.
Right?
Don't let anybody take that away from you.
Yeah, I love that, Gina. I think that alone right there would change a lot of family dynamics if they'll just have the conversation and then role play what you just said. I think that's beautiful.
Yes. Let's not pretend like that situation won't happen to your daughter or your sister.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it might. It
Yeah.
really might. And again, levels. I'm not even
Sure.
talking the extreme part. I'm
Right.
talking when it just starts at the basics.
Yeah.
And it's all new and it's
Yeah.
all exciting when you're young and you
Yeah.
start doing what you do when you start dating.
Yeah.
And you as a woman as a girl may not always be ready for what he's starting to push and what he's starting to pressure. So have you talked to your daughter about how to get out of that?
Yeah. And I would guess, I don't know this for a fact, most have never had that conversation.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well.
Yeah. And not to say we're bad parents or this and that. I mean, I'm guilty of that too. You know, we just think, oh, it's not going to happen to my child, or you know what, I'll deal with it if it does happen. But like you said, no one even, you didn't even know you were in an abusive relationship in the beginning. You had no clue.
I would
But
never.
yet you were being groomed from day one, love bombing, and before you know it, you're stuck.
So stuck. I would never have guessed.
Yeah.
You could ask my mom and dad. You could ask my siblings. They would never have guessed. Little baby Gina, I was the youngest,
Yeah.
would have ended up in this situation. And this was hard. This was hard
Yeah.
for my family.
For sure.
Once they found out just how bad it was.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart broke for that.
Yeah.
Really did.
Yeah.
But that's what that's the face I want to be, is that abuse looks like me.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It's not what you picture.
Yeah.
It's people you know.
Yeah.
It really is. In some kind of form or another.
For sure. Yeah. Well, the good news is here we are sitting here today.
Yes.
And I'm so happy for you and so inspired by you. You got to a place where you found your voice again.
Yes.
And you got out of this abusive relationship, and not only that, you had to face that piece of it too. Like moving on from him. How did you get to that place, and how did you finally get past all of it?
Yeah, I like I said, tried to leave a lot. I really did.
Yeah.
And we did, and I would break up a lot. But he was aggressive. He would show up at my door. He would show up at my window and knock and knock and knock at midnight. Knock on my bedroom window.
Yeah. I remember you telling me these things when we were meeting,
Yeah.
and I just could picture the fear.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember we were actually on the phone once. I don't know if you remember this, and you're like, he's pounding on my door right now. What do I do?
Oh,
I don't know if you remember this.
I don't know if I do.
And I was like, call the cops.
Yeah.
and you were afraid to even do that
was.
because of what that would cause him to do later even.
Exactly.
And
I never did call the cops
I
on
know,
him.
I
And
know.
boy, do I wish I would
Yeah.
have. And we can get there, fast forward.
Yeah.
The way this all has come about is actually a really, really neat story.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So to answer your previous question about, choosing faith over fear and how I
Yeah.
finally got out,
Yeah.
there was an activity that a friend and I went to. And we kind of did, the conductor was just trying to portray, the whole, like you had just said, acting, practicing things, writing things, saying things out loud. So they said, if you could write a saying on your body,
Yeah.
literally write it on your body,
Yeah.
like a mantra, a motto, something that you want to live by, what would it be? And I remember sitting there thinking, gosh, I am so scared all the time. I am so scared every day. I'm scared that I'm in this relationship that I don't know how to
Yeah.
get out of.
Right.
And then I was so scared of what waited for me on the other side. Because wild enough, this abuse is what I knew. But being single, you remember, being single was also terrifying.
Yeah.
And I was also so lonely and so sad and so sick of being single.
Yeah.
So staying with him at times felt safer.
Yeah.
So in that moment, in that activity, they said, choose something. And I remember it honestly just came over me.
Yeah.
And I wrote on my body, on my arms, faith, on my neck, over, on my other arm, fear.
Yeah.
And I made a goal that day that I would choose faith over fear.
Yeah.
There was a part in that activity where they asked for volunteers to share. I don't know where the courage came from, but I did. I got up and I said, I will share. And that was the first time I said out loud in front of a crowd of people, I'm in an abusive relationship. Wow. And from that day forward, I knew I had to hold myself to it, and I knew I had to get out and stay out.
Yeah.
And I did.
Wow.
I did.
Yeah, you did. The power of a word and the power of saying those words, right?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That gave me chills.
Yeah.
Like powerful. And to be able to stand up and share for the first time, I mean, you had to, after, like you said, I mean, it felt empowering.
Oh, yeah.
You said something because you're no longer silenced.
Exactly. And I had been silenced
Yep.
for years.
For years.
So to say it out loud was absolutely life-changing.
Wow.
Life-changing. It changed my life. It is what got me to get out and stay out. I chose that day to believe, to finally believe that there was something better for me.
Yeah.
To believe that I could actually have the strength to get out and stay out.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing that. You know, as you're going through this, I know that your mom is always on your mind, always in your heart. Was that also something that helped you through this too, thinking, I'm doing this for my mom, or was there some kind of feeling there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I always have felt my mom and still do. You know, I feel like, honestly, I have this quiet ache, this missing for home.
Yeah.
That I can never quite get because she's gone.
Yeah.
But since she was such a wonderful, wonderful woman, there are so many parts of her that I know are just in me. There are so many things I do and say that remind me of my mom.
Yeah.
But she wanted just the absolute best for me. I mean, my heart breaks that she never got to see me find a good man and get married and have a family. That's all she wanted for me. Happiness.
Yeah.
Like I said, she died when I was 30, and I didn't get married till I was 35.
Yeah.
So she never did get to meet him. But I know she's so proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I feel like she sent my husband to me. His heart and her heart are made from the same cloth.
That's awesome.
He's special just like she is.
Yeah. What's your husband's name?
Brant.
Well, shout out to him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's an amazing human being. I know that you guys are madly in love. And I remember when you first were married and stuff, and I don't know if you remember this. I remember things, you know, you probably talked to a lot of people obviously around these kind of things, but I think you said it was the first time you felt safe.
Yeah. The very first time.
Yep. It's like, you know, because to be honest, it would be scary to get back into another relationship.
For sure.
After what you had been through.
For sure.
But yet, faith over fear, right? Give fear the middle finger, you know?
Yeah.
And you did that.
Yeah, I actually met him 2 months after the final breakup with my abuser.
Yeah.
His life, he was married and his life was falling apart.
Yep.
My life was falling apart at the exact same time. And obviously now it was falling apart to come together. Yeah.
And I remember, it's weird, I'm having these memories come back up after you know, we were talking through all that. And wow. Well, you know, here we are today. You've been through a lot. When you reached out to me, you said, I'm ready to share my story on this platform. So thank you, first of all. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to hear this, which is a great thing. What does this look like moving forward for you? Like, is there more you want to do? Is there more you want, or are you just kind of in your hey, I'm in my groove. I've got my family. I'm in a safe space. I love my life kind of thing? Or is there more to what you want to do? Is there bigger plans or dreams?
There is, yeah. That's funny how you just worded that, safe space, because I am in a safe space. I'm happy. Things are smooth. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But you know what it reminds me of? Well, you asked me what kind of zone I'm in. I'm in a zone of wanting to get uncomfortable, disrupt that peace for something greater, for the greater good of someone else.
Yeah.
I have to believe that what I went through wasn't just for me to grow and to learn, which of course I did, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
But I have to share what I know. I have to do it in hopes to help someone else. So what I was going to say is, disrupting peace, that's a hard thing to do. We all love to stay comfortable.
Right.
And I remember when my abuser, unfortunately after me, well, honestly, probably during me, because he was always with multiple women.
Yeah.
But after him and I broke up, a new story broke.
Yeah.
And I will also never forget that phone call from a friend who said, "Have you heard?"
Yeah.
And I pulled it up and I read the details. And this poor girl literally ran in the middle of the night, knocking on neighbors' doors for help to get away from him.
Yeah.
He almost killed her that night.
Yeah.
I will never, ever forget reading that article. I, in that moment, knew that could have been me.
Yeah.
And I knew in that moment what he was capable of. I had no doubt, no question that really did happen. And I knew I needed to help that girl. The news shortly after broke about it, and it spread fast in the community. And they asked for anyone who knew any information to come forward. So back to that feeling of peace and comfortability. I was dating my husband at the time, and I was happy and safe.
Yeah.
And we were just in that love bubble.
Right.
And I didn't want to disrupt it.
Right.
But I knew.
Yep.
I knew I had to come forward. And he, of course, was nothing but supportive.
Yeah.
And coming forward and coming out to help that girl is one of the proudest things I've ever done.
Yeah.
It took uncomfortability, bravery, courage. So yes, I'm in another state of my life where I am comfortable and I'm happy, but I'm ready to do the uncomfortable thing for the greater good of someone else.
Yeah, I remember that as well. As you're talking, I'm starting to remember the whole story and how that all played out. And again, wow, I don't know. I know this is going to sound like just even a little cheesy, but I admire you. Like, I think as a guy, we don't realize, I mean, I know it was scary for you, but I don't know, as a guy, I don't know how scary it is. It's almost like, I have a really good friend who's black, and he deals with racism, and I can feel with what he's saying, but I don't know what it's like to be black in a white community and to deal with that. And I just think a lot of times we don't really truly understand what you're going through. So that's why I say I admire you. I admire your strength. You inspire me and so many others to not be silent. Speak your truth. Speak your voice. Say no.
Yes.
I don't know. I just love where you're at right now. I've known you for a long time. I was there in the thick of the hell with you.
Yes, you were. And you were one of my lifelines. You were one of my friends that really helped pull me out of it.
Yeah, well, I was just blessed and felt grateful that you trusted me as a man, that you would come talk to me, and would work through some really tough scenarios and stuff. So
Yeah.
that meant a lot to me as well.
Yeah.
You know, well, I love, like I said, love what you're doing. Faith over fear. What a beautiful mantra. I think we could all adopt that. If there's someone listening to this episode right now, Gina, they're listening to your voice, they find themselves in the exact situation you're in. They're in a dark place. What would you tell that person right now?
I would tell them, I see you. I see you. You are not alone. I know it feels scary. I know it feels confusing. I know you feel like there's no hope. But I promise you, if you can choose that leap of faith and put fear aside, what awaits you on the other side is so much better.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
I've been on both sides. I've been at the lowest of lows. I've been in that dark place. But I believe in you.
Wow. Love that. Beautiful words. I needed to hear that today too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, if someone wants to reach out to you, Gina, and learn more about you and I guess ask you some questions or just follow you and to see what's going to happen next with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yes, I would absolutely love that. That is 100% why I'm doing this. I hope to hear from people.
Yeah.
I hope to hear from girls, women of all ages. So yeah, please do. You're welcome to reach out to me. You know, I have a Facebook page. You can DM me. I have an Instagram. You can DM me there as well.
Okay. And I'll put those links on the show notes so I
Great.
can get right to you.
Great.
But I do encourage anyone, especially women listening to this, if you find yourself, you know, if this story really resonates with you because you're going through it, please reach out to Gina. She will encourage you. She will guide you in the right direction. And obviously, because she's made it through it, she's going to show you how to do that as well. And so I encourage that. This was an honor and a blessing for me to have you on my show. This is why I did this show in the first place, is for people like you to come share your story, because stories save lives. Stories are powerful. That's how we make it through this world, is we hear a story. A story can turn the tide of our history just by hearing it, right?
Yes.
That's why I'm doing this. So thank you for your vulnerability, for your courage, and especially for your faith, right?
Thank you.
I just appreciate you and our friendship these many years. I'm so happy that you're married to this amazing man. So shout out to him again. Thank you for being so good to Gina and making her feel safe. And yeah, and shout out to your family and then one last shout out to your mom.
Yeah.
I know she's listening today and she's very proud of you that you're here sharing today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, there you go, folks. What a story. I'm crying right now. I'm a crier. But thank you for tuning in week after week, guys. This means the world to me. I'm grateful for people like Gina who have the courage and the guts to share their story. Because again, like I just said, stories are what changes our lives, changes the course of where we might be going. We need to hear them. And so please share this with your loved ones. If you have a son or a daughter, and maybe especially the women in your life, have them listen to this episode. You might have younger daughters to let them listen to this, because I know this is a heavy subject, but they need to hear it. And then the challenge that Gina gave us, sit down with your daughters and practice saying the word no. Have them practice that. Have them practice standing up and walking and getting out of the situation. And I'm telling you, that is a game changer. I love that. Love you guys. Thanks to my sponsors. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. And I love you. Till next time, everyone. Take care.